Guinea pig!
Hi, I'm Alyne and welcome to my kitchen. And I am going to be making a dish that was requested during one of my lives, shepherd's pie. Now I looked up the recipe for one and I'm basically just gonna follow the recipe, but I'm doing it with my own twist to it. Okay? Now the ingredients that you need, starting out, and I'm gonna tell you what I've got written here on my recipe. Now, the recipe calls for 3 large potatoes, peeled and quartered. Now, y'all, I'm just going to be honest with you. This is the small potato in my bag. I had one just slightly bigger than this, and one about twice the size of this. So I only did 2 potatoes. I peeled them, and I cut them up. I did not quarter them because it'd take too long for the quarters to cook. I cut them in slightly smaller pieces. So, you talking about large potatoes, I'm talking something like this right here, and you can see it's as big as my hand.
You lift that lid, I'll show them how they wound up.
Okay, yeah, because I'm fixing to. Now I've already got them cut up and put in the stir under a little bit of water.
All that is 2 taters.
That's 2 taters, and I put water to cover, and now I need to add a teaspoon of salt to that, and I'm going to bring it to a boil. So while that's cooking, I'm going to tell you everything else I have here. I have a stick of butter that's divided. I've got 4 tablespoons in one bowl, 4 in the other. That's because 4 tablespoons goes with the potatoes when I mash them. 4 tablespoons are going to be used to cook my vegetables medium. Okay? I have 1 medium onion chopped. I have roughly 1 cup of frozen English peas, or green peas, whatever you call them. And I have 1 cup of whole kernel corn. You can use carrots if that's what you want to use. Whatever frozen vegetables like this that you want to use, you can use green beans. I'm trying to think of anything else you can find. I'm pretty sure you can use whatever you want to use in it, but the recipe I found called for carrots, peas, or corn. And I'm doing a mixture of peas and corn. It calls for 1.5 pounds of ground beef. I have roughly a little over a pound here, somewhere between a pound, pound and a half. So that's what I'm using. It calls for 1/2 cup of beef broth, 1 teaspoon of Worcestershire sauce, extra salt for seasoning, and this is for the hamburger meat mixture. And here I've got 1/4 of a teaspoon of salt here. I have 1/4 of a teaspoon of paprika, 1/4 of a teaspoon of garlic powder, and 1/4 of a teaspoon of black pepper. Now this is my addition to it and how I'm fixing it myself, different from the recipe, for the simple fact that I want flavor. So while the potatoes are coming to a boil, and hopefully that will be soon, I'm going to go ahead and put my 4 tablespoons of butter in my skillet and let that get melted down. And once it gets melted down a little bit, I am going to put my vegetables in there. And it says cook this on medium heat. And again, on my cooktop, medium is 4. On the large eye and on the small eye, which the potatoes on, it is medium high. So I just have to remember that. I don't remember who asked me to do the shepherd's pie. I don't remember if it was Stacey or Tracy, or if it was Claire or Julie or one of the others that was in the live that night. But I promised them I'd do this. I've got several other dishes that I'm going to be making up that have been requested as well. And one of those is beef stroganoff. And one is homemade goulash. And another one is pecan cheesecake. So those 3 will be coming sometime following this one. Now, if y'all don't know what goulash is, for me, growing up, goulash was a dish that my mama just kind of threw everything but the kitchen sink into and called it a soup or goulash. So y'all find that out when I make it. But right now we're working on shepherd's pie. And I'm going to go ahead and add my peas and my corn. I'm going to get these stirred together. I'm going to let these cook for a couple of minutes, and then I'm going to add my onion to it. There we go. And y'all, I am going by my recipe just so I get this right. I've made something similar to this dish before, but I've never made the actual shepherd's pie. So I want to give y'all the directions on the recipe. And what it says to do now is saute the vegetables. This is while the potatoes are cooking. This is melt your butter in large skillet on medium heat. Add your add my onions in, cook them while they're tender. It says cook that about 6 minutes or so until the onions are tender. And once the onions are tender, now at this point, if you want to cook the onions first, you can, or you can go ahead and do like I did and add the peas and carrots and then the onions. But it's entirely up to you on that part. There we go. Okay, we're going to cook this until the onions are done. And at that point, we're going to add the hamburger meat and the seasonings and stuff and cook the hamburger meat. I'm just going to pour this salt in here with these other seasonings. Get that, and I have one less thing over here I got to worry about. Okay. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take a break. I'm going to set me a timer for 6 minutes. Hopefully these onions will be done in about 6 minutes. And I'll take a break. And we'll come back when this timer goes off. Okay, y'all, it's been 6 minutes. The onions are cooked. And while I was waiting, I went ahead and I weighed my meat just to see how much we had. And I have exactly 1.5 pounds. I was shocked. It said 24 ounces. So that made me feel good to know that I chose the right packs. Get that last little piece of hamburger meat out there, y'all. I know, I'll wash my hands a minute, y'all. This is
Waste not, want not.
get them last little bites out of there. I ain't throwing them away. I tell you what, if y'all bought hamburger meat lately, you know it's expensive. Everything's expensive. But that's life.
Yep, the powers that be ain't done messing us up yet.
I was talking to the pig at the grocery store the other day with buying groceries. Look at me throw stuff away, y'all. We was talking about chicken wings. I was looking for price of chicken and stuff, and we was buying thighs and some leg quarters. And I was looking at chicken wings, and I told him, I said, I can remember when chicken wings were 10 cents a pound. You couldn't hardly give them away. And
Add a little buffalo or hot sauce or whatever that is to them, and lo and behold, they go through the roof.
yeah. Yeah, my mom and daddy, like I said, I grew up, I'll be honest, y'all, I grew up poor. We bought what we could afford. And my daddy liked the white meat of the bird. He didn't like the legs and the thighs. Mom and I didn't care. And because chicken breast, even then, was expensive, we'd buy the wings for him and get the legs and thighs for us. And it's kind of funny because, I mean, he loved them chicken wings. You get a big old pack of chicken wings. Oh, good 5, 6, 7, 8 pound of them. 50, 60 cents. I mean, you know, it just depending on what kind of deal they had. And I can remember Mom and them always buying them big old packs of wings. And them big old packs of wings were always less than $1. And then lo and behold, something new started with them buffalo wings. Now you go in and you find a pound, maybe 2 pounds of chicken for $10, or chicken wings, I should say, for $10. I can't afford that. I mean, I occasionally buy chicken wings if we want hot wings and stuff. But I get a big 2.5 pound bag for $8 and something. And that's probably going to be going up soon. Well, y'all, I'm going to let this right here cook. It said cook this hamburger meat until it's no longer pink. And let me see when I add my seasoning. I want to make sure. I'll cook that till it's done, and then I'll drain the fat, and then I'll add the seasonings because I've got to add my broth at the same time. So we'll probably be back in about 5 to 8 minutes. We'll see. But once this is done, I'll come back. Okay, y'all. I've cooked this until it's no longer pink. Now I've got to drain the oil out of it. And I've got my strainer here in case this kind of falls in there while that liquid's coming out. Yes, I hear you beeping. Y'all, that's my eye beeping at me, letting me know I ain't got nothing on it. Oops. Well, I knew that was going to happen. That's one good thing about having a strainer. Okay, my eye cut off, and that's fine. I'm going to get this right here up off my island here, and then take my towel and wipe that.
Y'all probably hear our little beggar back here in the background.
Yeah, that's my little bit, y'all.
She smells that meat.
She is one of those that we've had her, oh my gosh, probably 8 years now. Yeah, we've had her 8 years now. Got her when she was probably about 2 months old. She was rescued. Somebody dropped her off close to us. And she wound up in our yard. Give you that. And we took her in. We fed her, taken care of her, and let her do her own thing. And she's little Miss Spoiled. That's okay. All right. Next, we add our seasonings to our hamburger meat. Got my pepper, my garlic powder, my paprika, and my salt. I'm just going to put that there. And we've got our Worcestershire sauce. And we'll stir all that right in together real good. And then it says to add the beef broth. And what it says to do, once you add the beef broth, let's see, add beef broth, bring broth to a simmer, and reduce heat to low, and cook uncovered for 10 minutes. So once that beef broth in there gets to where it's a simmering, y'all, I'm just going to flat out tell you, it looks like that beef broth is absorbed into the meat. But, I'll let that cook here for about 2 or 3 minutes, and then I'll cut it to low and cook it for another 10. While that's done, I'm going to check my taters. They're actually boiling. I know it said cook them for 20, they'll be done in about 20 minutes, but I can tell you right now, y'all, it takes longer than 20 minutes to boil potatoes. I know that from experience. Well, y'all, give me a tater up here. You can see, pork go through it. It's not yet ready for mashing. It's not quite tender enough. I'll cover them back up, let them finish cooking. I figure maybe another 5-10 minutes on the potatoes. And once I cut this down on low, it'll be another 10 minutes. So it does take a little bit of time to make this, but it's worth it. It really is. You know, and if it's something that'll feed quite a few people.
Good grub.
Yeah, and when I fix it up, I'm going to be putting it in a 9 by 13 baking dish. You don't have to spray it. You do want to heat your oven to 400 degrees Fahrenheit. And this will bake for 30 minutes in a 400 degree oven. But I'll show you how I do that here in a minute. But you don't have to worry about spraying this or putting anything in it until you put your meat and stuff in it. So, okay, that's bubbling now. So I'm going to reduce the heat to low. And I'm going to let it cook for 10 minutes. And if the potatoes are ready to be mashed before this gets done, we'll be back. So you can see us mashing the potatoes. If not, then you'll see us back in at least 10 minutes. Okay, y'all, we're back. It's been maybe about 6 minutes since I went off, but the potatoes are done. And you see my helper is actually mashing my taters for me.
How'd she get that third hand over there?
Hey, I got 4 hands in the kitchen when I need them. Put my butter in there. Now, it does say to add salt and pepper to taste. And I'm just going to sprinkle some salt and pepper in there to my taste. Put a little bit more in there, Piggy, on that side right there. And I'll put some pepper in there. Now, y'all, if I start sneezing, I'll apologize. But here comes the pepper. When I start playing with pepper, it tends to do its own thing. Okay, we got pepper, we got salt in there, we got butter. And Piggy's getting those done real good.
As y'all can see, that's a tater masher.
Yeah.
You see that old handle right there, y'all can tell that's not no new one either.
That was my mama's from the 1970s, y'all. I don't know if my stepdad bought it for her or if she had it when they got married, if it was my grandmother's prior to that. All I know is I remember my mama using it back in the late 70s and a possibility of her using it in the early to mid 70s. But
I think those are mashed up pretty good.
Those are fine, Piggy. I'll need a spoon here in a little bit to put them on my top of this. But
big spoon, what?
one of those tablespoons out of the drawer. Yeah, one of them. I'll give you that right there. We'll let you. We got about 2 minutes before we take this off. And what we'll do when we do that is we'll put this in this casserole dish. And then put the potatoes on top. And then we'll put this in the oven. I'll be honest with you, well, it's still got a little bit of... Sorry about that, folks.
I don't know if anything showed up on there.
I try to keep that closed off, make it easier to...
Less distraction.
Less distractions, right. I had to open it up to get some air in here. It gets a little warm. Well, we got about 30 seconds, and I'm going to go ahead and cut this off. And I'm going to take and I'm going to put this in my casserole dish. It's still got a little bit of liquid in it. That'll cook out in the oven, I'm pretty sure.
Oh, yeah.
And the good thing about this right here, folks, is this is basically a one-pot meal. You got your veggies, you got your meat. Unless you want to add a roll or something to eat with it, I'd say you pretty much got all you need right here. Unless you're feeding a big family and you want to add another side, like maybe some macaroni and cheese or I don't know, maybe some squash or okra or something with it.
Right over. Good stuff.
Yeah, I've actually got squash in the refrigerator, and I'm going to make some fried squash here soon. And I'll show you how I do my fried squash. I see those two taters, they made up a lot of taters, y'all. And that's going to cover that. That ain't a bit of a problem with that covering that.
Right. Charlie in here getting in the way.
Yeah, I thought it was a kitty cat climbing my leg, and it was a puppy dog.
Get down, boy. Get on in yonder. Go on.
Go in the living room.
Sitting there listening about as well as a knot on a log.
I'm cooking, y'all, and the kitty cat and the puppy dog, they know when I'm in the kitchen cooking, it means good food. And sometimes it means they might get a little nibble.
They hope, anyway.
They hope. They don't always get a nibble. Okay. Get Piggy that spoon. And we're going to take this fork, and we're just going to make some little scratch marks. Give a little decoration on these taters. Like chicken got on there and started scratching. And what I'm going to do here in just a minute is I'm going to take and I'm going to put this in my 400-degree oven. And you'll see, like I said, I got little cross hatches and all that on there. And Piggy will get that. I'll take this over to the oven and put it in. And then
Get what?
The camera so you can adjust and show.
Give me just a second right here.
Piggy's over there washing dishes, y'all.
In case y'all heard noises in the background, that was the piggy washing.
I've got to move this over.
There.
Okay. So I'm going to take this and put it in the oven.
Give y'all a little pan around to the kitchen a little bit there.
Reset this for 30 minutes.
She looks dark back there because we got those other lights on, brighten it up in here.
Okay. Got that set for 30 minutes. I'll cut this off so y'all can see a little bit.
There you go.
And we'll be back in 30 minutes to take this out and do a taste test on it and let you know how it tastes. Okay, y'all, it's been 30 minutes. Got this out of the oven and set it out to cool a little bit. And I can tell y'all right now, this looks so good. I'm going to go ahead and put that down on the sides a little bit so that it's... I got somebody knocking at my back door. I don't know which kitty it is, but I'll let them in. It looks like it's both the gray ones.
Gray and fancy. Fishy fancy.
Fishy fancy and Mr. Gray. Okay.
All you fishermen out there, our fancy likes to fish.
She's caught a pretty one. Got several pretty ones. Well, yeah, you can see I'm cutting this. Cutting into it.
Oh, look at that. See that stain coming up off of it.
It looks good. It smells good. Question is, does it taste good, y'all?
I got no doubts.
I'm sitting here just dropping it everywhere. Wow, I'm pitiful.
It's all right. Them things are washable.
Yeah. That's a good thing about it. I picked out them colors and Piggy made that for me. So I can set my hot dishes like this right here on.
The two big ones like that, and there's what, 3 smaller ones?
3 of these size right here. Oh, let me see that. I got 3 of those. And 2 of the big ones. And yes, here we go. I miss a little bit. Y'all always start when I'm in here in the kitchen trying the video stuff.
They know that means potential food.
Yeah, put that off there, put that there. Okay, got that cleaned up pretty well. Now, I'll give you a fork. It's your time, taste test time. Like I said, y'all, it looks good. It smells good. And we're getting ready to do us a taste test here. And like I said, I mean, this is one dish meal. You don't have to worry about fixing anything else with it. Or if you want to, you can probably fix, put a salad on the side or fix some squash. You can do boiled squash, steamed squash, fried squash, baked squash. Do okra.
Yep, that's pretty good.
That's really good.
We cool off, huh?
Yeah. Try another bite of that. Mm-hmm.
Yep, that'll work.
Mm-hmm. Thank you, whoever suggested that. I don't remember who suggested it, but I know it was during a Saturday Night Live last week. And that's good. That's really good. I've been eating that for supper for sure.
I would do a reminder about our going live again tomorrow night since it's Saturday, but yeah, that'll happen before this comes out.
I go live every Saturday night at 7 o'clock, unless something
Eastern Standard Time.
Well, Eastern Daylight Time now. But as long as it's 7 o'clock Eastern Time, 6 o'clock Central, yeah, I'll be going
5
live.
o'clock Mountain and 4 o'clock Pacific.
Again, if you haven't already subscribed, please do subscribe and click on that bell icon and click on all, and you'll be notified every time I upload a video. I do recipes, videos on every Monday, Wednesday, and Friday. They're uploaded at 2:30 p.m. Eastern Time. Go live every Saturday night at 7 p.m. And everybody is welcome to come in. We have a lot of fun. Sometimes we do food trivia. Sometimes we just sit and chat. But we have fun. And every other Sunday, I do a Sunday Snippets. It could be cooking. It could be product review. It might be a DIY. You never know. It might be me and Piggy driving down the road to go out to eat. But you're welcome to come and join and watch.
They have to see that on Piggy, so.
Yeah, well, they say different things on Piggy's, but with our anniversary coming up in a week or so.
Yeah, we might do that.
We might do that for our anniversary. We'll go out to eat. So I thank you very much for, again, watching the video. Have a great day, and bye, y'all. Bye, y'all.
Where's my phone?